fears, concerns.
Wait, is it filming?
Yeah.
It's been filming this whole time.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's gonna go on.
Watch me whip. I'm sorry.
What fears, concerns, and worries did you
We
have?
didn't even introduce ourselves.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna make this like a YouTube video.
Yeah. Hey everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to my channel.
Welcome to the Writing Center, this wonderful place nestled within Revere High School. It's cute. There's a lot of light. So I'm Taylor, and you might have me in your tutoring section next year.
Can you put your face in the frame?
Hello.
Now you have to say that again.
Okay. Welcome to the Writing Center. My name is Taylor, and I'm going to be probably tutoring with some of you, whoever's watching this. And I'm really sorry for whoever's watching this. I'm atrocious.
I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you.
Welcome once again. So we're doing a little kind of letter to you guys, but we didn't want to write because they took our Chromebooks away. So
That's exactly why.
definitely the number one reason. Here's a little list. So I want to just jump right into this YouTube video, this collab, this legendary collab.
Collab with at 1-800 Don't Find Me.
Yep, and collabing with Salty Sahara. We're out here. Follow us.
So we'll start by saying what our fears were.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest fear was like tutoring someone and then telling them to do something and like they do it and then they like failed their essay. That was my biggest fear.
And my biggest fear was just being like completely awkward with kids because like I don't know, I feel like a lot of kids are just quiet, so I didn't want to just like sit there and be like, hey, what's up guys, how you doing, and not get anything done or like just not be able to help them at all. Did our fears come to fruition?
Not technically. Like sometimes okay, well yeah, that happened. But like yeah, sometimes I would not know how to like what to tell someone. So like I would just ask Tay or another tutor or like the teacher or Miss Casper, anyone for help if I didn't know how to like approach a student or if I was like unsure if I was telling them the right information.
So my fears came true. There were some times when like certain kids aren't always going to open up to tutoring, and certain kids aren't always going to want to be receptive, or like they might not be respectful either. They might not want to really care. So you know, so you just have to change your body language and like how you approach them a lot, because if you have a quiet kid, you approach that kid a lot differently than you would approach someone who's like loud and outgoing. So just always try to be aware of how they feel and how they're acting and how they're sitting and stuff like that, because it gives a lot away as to how you should like approach them, basically.
So something that I wish I knew before tutoring was that not every tutoring experience is the same. So basically not every class you're gonna go into is gonna be like a breeze. Like you never know what kind of students to expect, what kind of teacher to expect. You never know.
Yeah, we've literally walked into classes where the kids are like phenomenal. We've walked into classes where kids are rowdy. We've walked into ELL classes as someone who speaks one language, and that's English. So what I wish I knew was the challenge of, there was a couple of things, but number one thing that I wish I knew was how some classes can be rowdy, just like she was saying, just like being able to handle certain classes. And I also wish I knew the challenge of staying on task with kids, because people get off task like nothing. Like some kids are like sitting there on their phones, their Chromebooks, they're doing their fidget spinner, they're doing anything, and keeping them on task is a challenge. But also like when you're working with your friends, like and your friends are like, hey, come over here, let's talk, and I'm just like, I'm trying to help these people out. So as a tutor, you really have to try not to be surprised by much, because like we've already explained, you go in every single day into like a completely different situation. And but the biggest surprise for me was like when you really like connect with a kid and then you become friends with them outside of like the experience. Like there are kids that I tutored that are going to be tutors next year. There are kids that I tutored that I like talked to in the hall, stuff like that. So that's always nice when like sometimes when you have a hard day or you have a hard class, and then the day after you go to a class with a friend, it's always nice.
Like the first time I like this, it was like a total stranger. I tutored them, and then they saw me in the hall and they said hi to me. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What valuable skills did you gain, and how can those be applied outside of tutoring?
couple of them, obviously listening and, like, being compassionate of, like, kids' situations. Kids can be really shy, or, like, they might not be, like, proud of their work or stuff like that, so you have to be really kind to them. Another thing is you have to be open-minded, especially when you disagree with kids' papers, because I've read papers that in some ways can be a little bit offensive, or something that you just don't agree with, and you have to sit and read it and listen, and you have to give objective advice no matter what, no matter how you feel about the paper. And I have, like, I myself have written, like, controversial papers that, like, not everybody would agree with, and the tutors, because I've been tutored by people in the Writing Center too, they've always been able to be open-minded, and, like, aside from the subject of the paper, just what needs to be done. The other thing that you really need is patience. That's, like, the number one thing out of everything, because you wouldn't be able to do anything as a tutor if you're not patient. And coming from someone who can be very impatient, it is quite a skill that you need, and something that is good to learn.
Those are the main two things. And then also, like, problem solving.
Definitely.
Because as we've, like, said, there's a variety of different kids you're gonna, like, encounter, and you need to learn. Well, in the moment, you have to think of, like, what's the best approach with this kid, or, like, how do I change my approach? So sometimes, like, if a kid doesn't talk or, like, doesn't want to work, it helps to, like, write questions for them and have them answer instead of, like, talking it out. But some kids, it's better to, like, talk their ideas out with them and then just set them off to the side. So it's kind of, like, on your feet thinking. My favorite part of tutoring, this is corny, but my favorite part of tutoring is, like, gassing kids up. I don't know if this is gonna be the lingo in September, but basically complimenting kids' work, because they get so happy, and, like, you never know, like, maybe this kid has never been told that they can, like, write good. Like, it could just be one sentence, like, I really like the sentence and the diction that you chose, and it's instant gratification.
Okay. And my favorite aspect of tutoring, a couple of things. Obviously, what Sarah said, that's always, like, so nice. It feels so nice. But my favorite thing, and this relates back to the friends thing that I was talking about before, like, connecting with kids who, like, really cared about their work, or even connecting with kids who weren't receptive at first to the tutoring, just getting that connection built, like, saying hi to them in the hallways. There was one kid that I tutored that I saw him at prom, and he wanted to take a picture with me. Like, just building, like, I convinced another kid to tutor. Just, like, building these relationships with kids and, like, watching them grow as a writer, and, like, seeing them, like, in school. It's always, like, nice to have, like, a little network of friends that you, like, build from tutoring.
You can't help everyone.
Yeah, honestly,
like,
you can't.
So you gotta pick and choose your battles. I've been waiting to say that this whole time.
Yeah, and you definitely need to, because there are some days when the class as a whole will not function, and yeah, no matter what you do, no matter what teachers do, sometimes things just don't go right. Also, one thing that I took it to heart at the beginning, but as it went along, I learned better. Just be aware that kids' attitudes don't determine or, like, reflect your quality of tutoring, because, like, sometimes you just get people who are just straight up rude people, and it has nothing to do with you or your abilities, and I always thought it was because of me. But after a while, you just kind of realize, like, it's the other side of it. Like,
listen to me. Do your writer's journals the day that you tutor the kids.
God,
or you will forget everything.
You need to, because I was scrambling at the end of quarter 4 to write 20 journals. I had 20 journals to write. I'm sorry, Miss Casper, that you're watching this. I had to do them all really quickly, and I have a pretty decent memory, so I knew what was going on with everything. But for those of you who don't have good memory, your journal needs to be done.
Like, good luck.
Best of luck.
You are the future of this school, of this country. I'll stop.
Good luck.
Good luck.
If we scared you, sorry. It's not that scary.
Last call to come down and return your Chromebook and your charger. Teachers, if you see students with Chromebooks in the classroom, please send them down to the auditorium. If you have not had your...
Please subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe. But yeah, don't be scared, don't be nervous. I know we made it sound a little bit intense, but it's actually really fun. And it's cute. It's like a little fun experience. And you make a lot of good friends with the tutors too, because a lot of times they're not in your grade. Like, I made a really good friend just from tutoring.
And she's coming back next year. That's how.
Yeah, I'll be there, so be friends with me. Cool.
Okay.
All right, see you. I'm waiting for you to get in the video.
Oh, you want me to get in?
Oh my god.
Well, I wish I knew that not every tutoring experience is the same. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
No shade.
Not every tutoring experience. You want to say that again? Because I was too busy like biting this little thing right here. I was like, I was like focusing on that.
Oh,
okay.
like, but then they won't be able to see that.
Yeah, exactly. They won't see it, so they're just gonna see.
Okay. Good, because I think I said the wrong thing, but I didn't want to mess it up. So I was going. Oh wait, I did say the right thing.
Want to say it again? Okay. Let's say it again.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are doing our RHS Writing Center room tour. So here's our little board that some people felt the need to erase. Not very kind, not very friendly. So here is the Writing Center. It's big. It's nice. There's windows.
Yeah.
Here are these tables over here. They're very good for one-on-one tutoring or one-on-two tutoring if you're like tutoring two people. They're always nice. Here's some colleges for everybody to see. This is where Miss Curry sits.
And that's the little, like, has
Wow.
pictures and reflections from all of us, where she did us dirty with her photograph.
This is where the magic happens at this table. People come up here, and this is where we tutor them. Usually the people who sit up here are kind of quiet, generally. This is where the troublemakers sit.
Oh, and that table over
That
there.
table over there is the
That's
home
like-
of the troublemakers. But this is this little back area. Kids think they're slick sitting back here, and they're really not. So always come over here, even if it's like cramped, because over there. This is usually where most people get their work done because their backs are open and their the screens are out. Hello.
How's it going? You guys should all become tutors, or is this for the tutors for next year?
Oh, this is for the tutors for next year.
You guys are amazing. Thank you for putting up with all the students.
Thank you. Okay, so here are our atrocious pictures that are up here that were taken by Ralph, who graduated. Where are you? I can't find you.
I'm
here.
right next.
Oh my god.
Don't zoom in on that picture. It's so
You have to get
ugly.
the zoom. Here are our bios and the cute little thing that was hung up here. Now we're going to make our way over here to Miss Casper's desk.
Queen.
We hear this chair is very comfortable. Here are some former tutors. Oh my god, let's go. Let's give you a little past, a little blast to the past. Here we have Anella. She's going to BU. Here's Sam. She's going to Northeastern. Here's other Sam. She's going to BC. I don't know any of the other people over here. Oh my god, here's Alicia Barry. She's going to Georgetown. I don't know if she was a tutor. This is our room tour. This is a really cute poster. I love the color of it. And this is our room tour. Do you have anything to say, Sarah, about our room?
Tutoring about to be lit. Also, you don't always tutor in here.
It's true.